Hello world, and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are asking the question of who is thinking about you. So if you've had that nagging feeling that you're on, somebody's thinking about you, maybe you're thinking about somebody and you're wondering if they're reciprocating that energy, or your ears are ringing, or you just feel some eyes on you, let's look at some cards and discover who that might be. This is a pick a card reading, so you get to use your intuition to pick the card, number, pile, or object that resonates with you. And then I have the timestamps down below in the description. You click on the timestamp corresponding with your group, and I will use my intuition to then read the cards for you. And if you like these kinds of videos, give me a like and I will do more of them. So for group one, I have this. This is a Druzy heart. It is agate, a Druzy agate heart here for group number one. For group number two, this is an amber heart. Amber is fossilized tree sap, so there's a lot of fun inclusions in it. And it's actually really light compared to all the other stones and crystals. This is group number three, and this is Septarian nodule. Group number four, this is goldstone. So if you're still not sure which group is for you, I'm going to do a breathing exercise. So if you want to go ahead and close your eyes with me, take a deep breath in and breathe out. Let go of any tension, any worry. Set the intention that you're going to hear exactly what you need to hear, the messages that you need to know. Set that intention and be here in the moment. We're going to take another deep breath in and release. Okay, now open your eyes, and wherever your eyes are drawn to, whatever number pile your eyes are drawn to, that's for you. And I will meet you at your reading. Thank you. Hello group one, and welcome to your reading about who is still thinking about you. So this is the first attribute that comes out for this person. They're a warrior. Their light attributes is, strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. But however, their shadow attributes is trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. So this sounds like this is somebody who's still thinking about you, and it may be that if you walked away from the situation and they weren't ready to, if you hurt their ego, they're not somebody who likes to lose. And I almost feel like this is someone who, obviously, if somebody who does take care of themselves, somebody who's really big into their self-image. And I almost feel like you directed this, where you left the situation, and because they wouldn't be thinking about you if they directed it, right? It's about their ego. Let's see what else we get for them. What else can you tell us about the person thinking about group one? This warrior thinking about group one. What else can we tell them? Can we find out about them? Okay, we've got Justice reversed. We also have Nine of Pentacles reversed. So it's somebody who likes to project. Ooh, they're used to getting what they want. They like to project. Wow, okay. They like to project wealth. They like to project like nothing is going wrong. And it might be somebody who doesn't necessarily even talk to you about what's going on. As far as their feelings are concerned, like this is the wish card, this number 9 card, but I have a feeling like with everything else out here in reverse, that it's just an image for them. They want to, you know, there's somebody who would be like on Instagram, if they had access to a Lamborghini, like they would post pictures on Instagram like it was their Lamborghini. It's a lot of show for them. It's a lot of what it looks like on the exterior. And we've got the World reversed over here. This is Justice reversed here. And then we've got, this is the Page of Wands. So I feel like there's a immaturity level here. I feel like there's somebody who would like to think that they're very passionate, but they probably are not that passionate towards you. And it really, like, you really hurt their ego leaving. And I think they almost feel like, and I'm not sure why you left, and that's up to you why you left. I kind of feel like they don't feel like you did it in the right way. Sorry about that interruption. So I was talking about this warrior spirit who puts on a good show. It looks like you're the one who walked away. I don't feel like he feels, it doesn't have to be he, it could be a she, but definitely a controlling energy, definitely somebody who is really used to getting their way. That can definitely be a female. That does not have to be only a quality of a man. We've got the Justice card here. I feel like this person didn't like the way, or didn't feel like the way that things ended between you was justice for them. And I'm not sure that they would like, and you know, anyway, I'm not, that's not a criticism of the way that you handled anything. It's more of just the way that they see it. And then I also, you know, that the Justice card here, it could also be a Libra that we're talking about. The World card has a couple of signs located on it as well. Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, but those don't need to have to coincide with anybody here in this relationship. I'm just throwing that out there if it means anything for you, or if you're just interested on what these images depict on this World card. So I feel like they are, you know, it's somebody who's just not over you, and they're not over what happened, and it's mostly it's centered around their ego. So if you've been in contact with this person and they want to make things right, do what feels good to you. I think that there's a reason why you walked away in the first place, and it feels like it's more centered around their ego of why they don't want to let this go, rather than feeling like, you know, you're their twin flame, or you are their everything. Let's see. I'm gonna get some more other cards out here. What else can you tell us about this person and this relationship for group 1? Okay. I feel like there's going to be some resolution coming to this. I think really just because, like, she who knows, Yelena, wisdom, clarity, resolution. I feel like the 9 of Pentacles is very related to wisdom, but in this case it's reversed. She who guides, Maputula. These names are always fun. I think the creators are French. And new path, guide, and renewal. So even though this person may feel like things aren't over between you, don't let any pressure coming in, if you're feeling that, or I mean, if they're silent and just stalking you, just understand it has more to do really with them than how they actually feel about you. Because I feel like at this point that they are not balanced enough to really have a good relationship with you. And it seems like this could be like a pretty toxic relationship. If you feel like that's just a confirmation for you. If it's something where you feel like you want to get together with them, just understand like some of the attention that they're giving you right now, it feeds into their own ego. Like they can't believe that you said goodbye. When they're the ones who dictate, or they are the ones who are in control of things. And I feel like they can be very, very controlling, and especially with their emotions. And that might be why you decided to walk away, and why they're kind of stuck here, because they don't, having a certain amount of control of your emotions isn't necessarily like feeling them and letting them go. And that's what I feel like would help them. And I feel like you know, these two cards are really a message for you about finding this wisdom, clarity, and resolution about this relationship. If they are showering you with attention again, if they're wanting, you know, texts in the middle of the night wanting to get back together, is it really about you, or is it about you saying goodbye? And then I feel like this new path guide renewal, that even though there feels like there's some unresolved things with them, because I feel like this is a situation where you walked away, even if you feel like it's unresolved or things keep coming up, you've got to put it behind you. You've got to let it go, and you find your new path, because it does not look like going back to this relationship or going back to this person is going to be all that healthy or helpful to you. It really feels like, you know, there's a reason why you don't have contact anymore, and there's a reason why they are attached to you. The best way is to make sure that you move through it and are very healthy and get through it and find your new path, and that you are very, you know, once you find this clarity, kind of like removing yourself from that situation, removing yourself from their if they are in contact with you, removing yourself from them, and just like thinking about what is the best version of you, and does it include them, does it not? Okay, so in any relationship, I'm not saying, I always feel like two people can make a relationship work. You don't have to be twin flames. You don't have to be soulmates, as long as it is a partnership where there is balance and, you know, just a reciprocal energy where you guys are moving together. But I feel like when we have, you know, justice in reverse, that's a telltale sign. I feel like this Nine of Pentacles is about being like self-made. You know, yes, wealthy, sure, but I almost feel like they're not doing things in a very wise way with their money. That's not always a reason to walk away from a relationship, but it certainly is a contributing factor to things, especially if they want to put on this front of like a lot of wealth and spend a lot of money, and they're being really immature about it, which the Page of Wands would indicate. Passion-wise, I mean, I feel like they think that they're a great lover. Page of Wands in reverse, though, maybe not so much. If it was the Knight of Wands upright, like, okay, I can see why you'd want to go back to that. But Page of Wands in reverse, very kind of like immature energy. Like, I feel like the reverse of the Page of Wands, like, yeah, the Page of Wands is kind of like a noob, like somebody who's starting off with a fresh energy, but they are self-aware. They know that they're new at something. When we have it in reverse, it's just like an immaturity that that they are not necessarily self-aware of. And when you're not self-aware of those types of things, you know, it's not a good recipe for change, and it's not a good recipe for the type of relationship that you really deserve. So if this were to work out, what needs to be worked on would be balance in the relationship, and would be like that immature energy. There's a lot of growing up that needs to be done here. And again, like, I feel like people can grow together and move together. I'm just at this time, this energy, it feels like a new path for you is really what is best, and that they're stuck on you because of their own like ego anyway. Not that you aren't fantastic and worthy of somebody being stuck on you. It's just, you know, let's get the right person. Let's not worry about our leftovers here. Let's go and get clarity about what we really want and move in our new direction. So I love you, Group 1. Hope that you have a fantastic day. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 2. If you picked the Amber Heart, this is your reading for who is thinking about you. So the first card that comes out is Rescuer. Light attributes, provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectations of rewards. We do have shadow attributes here. Shadow attributes assumes that the rescued will reciprocate and keeps the rescued one needy. So that's interesting. Let's see what other cards come out here. And I'm not saying that you need to be rescued. This is just like they probably, ooh, death. This is somebody who really sees themselves as kind of like a hero. Two of Pentacles. Okay. Just like to do a couple different decks here so that we get more information. What else can you tell me about? Okay, Two of Wands, interesting. And one more card. Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands. Wow, so interesting here. It feels like this is somebody who, you know, it feels like this was a genuine connection. Two. Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles again. So, and death here talks about change. They may have just had to move away. I'm feeling like, you know, I love to see twos in relationships. Well, not all twos. Two of Swords is can kind of be tricky. Two of Cups would be the best. But when we have the Two of Pentacles, it's kind of like about balance. You know, I love the reciprocating energy here, the reciprocal energy. It almost reminds me of the yin yang. I feel like you had especially with the rescuer kind of energy, it almost feels like maybe either you left or they left. Somebody needed to go find themselves. Could be that like the major change here was a major move, and it just, you know, all of this is upright, so I don't feel like it was like an out of balance situation. I feel like somebody needed to move, probably for a job situation. I do feel like they are, you know, they do feel, they think about you a lot. They feel lonely without you. They would like to make plans with you. This is something where this person is really, they could be Taurus, since we've got Two Pentacles, and I'm seeing Taurus, I'm feeling Taurus. There are other earth signs, and just like feeling really kind of somebody who's very down to earth, who's very, and maybe that might be like you didn't understand how passionate they were about you, because I'm not seeing any, like Swords would be communication where they would tell you things about themselves or about the relationship, and Cups would be like very, you know, really in depth and really emotional. But this Two of Pentacles, you know, all of these twos are really interesting to have here, because it does suggest like a couple. It does suggest like, again, reciprocal energy. It just suggests that this really could, you know, this is a person who really does like and value you. I feel like maybe this is a friend situation, like you've always looked at them like they were a friend and you didn't see the romantic situation with them, and it might be the friend that you called whenever you needed help, and this person was always there for you. It doesn't even need to be a romantic situation. This could be just like a long lost friend that's thinking about you and really wants to spend time with you. It's just like the major arcana card here is the Death card. Scorpio, could be a Scorpio, because Scorpio is related to the Death card. It doesn't have to be. I feel like there's a lot of almost like missed opportunity in this, which makes me think that you didn't necessarily understand their intentions. You may even have contact with them, like friends on Facebook, you know, Instagram. You guys go back and forth, but they are not. It almost feels like the one that got away kind of thing, like life kind of got in the way, life circumstances, where if this is a possible romantic relationship, that things just didn't work out, but you complement each other very well. You know, somebody who you can easily talk to and communicate with. It's somebody who just, again, I keep seeing like the yin yang balancing very well. So if this is a friend situation where it's, you know, not romantic necessarily, but a friend that you're thinking about, call them. They're thinking about you. You should call them. If this is like a friend zone situation, I wonder, have you ever thought about this as a relationship? Let me know in the comments. If you've thought about it, they've thought about it. It feels like there's something that's between the two of you in like the friend zone type of relationship that hasn't been communicated. And it feels like they would be somebody who would be there for you. They'd love to catch you. They'd love to be there for you. But then again, you know, like the shadow aspect, they might not necessarily see you in your power. Or respect you for that. It's just, it seems like the missing piece here would be the communication between you. Okay, so let's see what else we know about the person who is thinking about you and your relationship with them. Any other further information, further advice? Who is thinking about group 2? Okay. Here we go with emotions. Okay, let's start with this one. She who doubts, Enid, fear, wariness, trust. So I don't think that this is somebody who hurt you, but I feel like, or I don't think you hurt them, but there's something that is not, like somebody doesn't trust relationships just in general. So it's not necessarily that, you know, you guys can't have like a romantic relationship. There's not some, you know, there's something off in there that somebody doesn't fully trust. Somebody's not really ready for a relationship. If this is again, back to the friend zone type of situation, that might be why the change happened. If somebody did leave, like moved to a different city for a job, before they fully formed a relationship with you, they didn't know, or they didn't trust that if you moved with them that it would work out. This particular card, she's kind of got like an old wound, an old scar over her eye. So, you know, there's been things that have happened in the past, between either happened not because of them, but like happened in other types of relationships that is really scarred and is really difficult for them to trust. And so there is an underlying fear here, even though I think they really hold you in high regard. But what's other interesting too is like 222, like as we progress through these lower Arcana cards, like you expect more and more and more and more, and building and building and building. And 2s is just like very, very brand new. It's just like the beginning of something, and then it like changed, and then like somebody moved or something happened. It sticks in like this kind of almost honeymoon phase, where you didn't really progress farther, you know. And then she who changes. So here we go. Some more change, transformation, change, and enchantment. Really interesting that she has this snake kind of cuff here, and also the moon. So the thing here is to follow your intuition. I imagine that you're asking this question or wondering who's thinking about you because you're thinking about them too. And if I'm describing the person, why is it that you're thinking about them? There's an intuitive reason why. What is your gut telling you? Is it telling you that there could be something more here? Is it telling you that things can change? That even though somebody might be in fear and we have our doubts, do you think that moving this to the next step would be a good idea? And we've got 2 cards that speak about change. So I feel like there's something that changed in the initial relationship, which is, you know, why you have to ask about who's thinking about you in the first place. Whether that, again, like I keep going back to that move, because it almost feels like you're not in the same place. You're not in the same city. It almost feels like it would be like a travel kind of thing, a distance. Two of Wands would also kind of speak to that. But, you know, things change. And that's what this card is about. I also, like, when I was talking about the twos here, I said there was something like missing that emotional component. I feel like the emotional component is kind of hiding behind this Enid, the doubt and the fear. However, the Iris here with the sea, you know, when we bring in the moon and we bring in this kind of like a mystery and this change, and we start thinking about our emotions, we start thinking about that gut feeling, we start thinking about like our intuition, and that is very much related to you know, our emotions guide us. So I feel like we can be very practical here with the Two of Pentacles. I feel like this is very like practical, like you see it, like this could really work out. This is very, you know, just very good energy. I love this. I love the swirling back and forth. It's a lot of sharing. It's a lot of you know, I really love that for relationships. I love that kind of like partnership. It indicates kind of like being on the same level. It indicates like this back and forth sharing, which is really great. I feel like you have that. Have you met any major obstacles? No. I mean, if somebody moved, sure, and you want to take it to the next level, well, this would be the next obstacle. So I hope this helps you out a little bit with a direction on where you think you want to go with this next, because this doesn't feel like this is over. It feels like this is, you know, again, back to these two energies. The only thing that's holding back here is fear. And I feel like this fear is not even attached to this person who's thinking about you. It's attached to the past. It's not a fear that is really between the two of you. It's a fear from the past. So you kind of have to think about, going back to this Two of Wands, like really, what do you want your future to look like? And do you share that? And you need to have some conversations about that if you're interested in pursuing this, because I feel like they're thinking about you, you're thinking about them. Really, what do you want out of this? You think about that, and then once you can communicate to them, we'll see where it goes. So that's what I have for you, Group 2. I love you. I hope that you have a fantastic day. Thank you for being with me, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 3. If you picked this Septarian Nodule heart, you were in the right spot. Let's take a look at who is thinking about you. Oh, we've got Priest. Light attributes facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Under this, I don't think they literally are a priest. They could just be somebody who's very spiritual. They don't even need to be like particularly religious, although they can be. It's something that is like either religious or very kind of like spiritual. They could be, there's something in that that's really connected to their identity. So they might call themselves like an evangelist, or they might call themselves a witch. They might call themselves you know, they might talk about their higher self. They might talk about their connection with God. But it's somebody who believes in a higher power and who's very much connected to that, whatever, you know, belief system that they're into. And then the shadow attributes is violates the trust of your spiritual community, and then seduced by your own spiritual role. So the shadow attribute in this would be that they just take themselves too seriously. And if that's the case, like they could really kind of violate. So violate keeps coming up here. I don't want to say violate, that's kind of really harsh, but they could really value their relationship. Wow, look at the Hierophant. Okay, so yeah, confirmation here on somebody who like stands out and thinks that they're a guru of something. oh gosh, where was I going with that? They like, their role here is whatever their spiritual role. It almost feels like it kind of can get in the way of a relationship. Like, holy cow, are you serious? Hierophant again. This is why I do different decks. Okay. Wow. Okay. So yeah, the priest isn't a mistake. The priest is this idea that they are kind of like, and it feels like when we've got the Hierophant here on both sides of this, one is upright, one is reversed. It feels like there is like some inner turmoil about their beliefs, and it could be that either like you might be of a different faith or different background or different religion than they are, and it feels like that is, it kind of takes a big role in this relationship. We've got the Two of Swords here, the Two of Swords reversed. Two of Swords talks about making a decision, and I almost feel like if this is a person that's thinking about you, you want to know if they're thinking about you, they may not have made the decision that you thought they would or that they should. And it feels like a decision that they've made that kind of keeps them trapped. And when I see that we've got the Hierophant reversed and the Hierophant upright, it almost feels like they're very much trapped in their bubble here. And it's just a very almost like blinders on, kind of like, they have always, whether that is what they have grown up with, where they've always felt like there is just this path, this straight and narrow path, and there's something about you that challenges their beliefs, and they're not ready to think about that. However, over here we've got the Eight of Wands, which means that something can change very, very quickly. If they're still thinking about you, I think that, but this is an interesting Eight of Wands, right? Because, this little person here very much looks like this is traditionally like the Pope. And the Hierophant kind of, traditional values, traditional way of thinking, societal norms kind of thing. And this almost looks like, because he's sitting here, he's wearing red, he's got a crown on, and he's very much resisting passion. He's resisting this stuff that's coming in. It's really even interesting here. Oh, and sorry, I'm saying this does not have to be a gender specific it's what's represented on the cards. Certainly this could be a female thinking about you as well. This person is embodying this kind of very kind of strict energy, and I feel like underneath, like they project this like really almost rigid set of beliefs on the outside, because underneath they are very much questioning it. And it really, because I feel like there's something about you, something about your relationship that challenges societal norms, and almost like there's something that they have to reconcile within themselves. So as an example, I'm not saying this is your situation, it could be for some people. As an example, this could be like in a LGBTQ type relationship where they have those feelings like for you, like if you're the same sex as they are, but it's really coming in conflict, like they're not ready to come out. It's really coming in conflict with how they've grown up, with like whatever religion they choose to follow here, and it just feels like they're having a really hard time reconciling themselves. It doesn't have to be LGBTQ. related here, but it definitely can be. It can also be something like one of you is Jewish, one of you is Muslim, one of you is, you know, devout Catholic, another one of you is like agnostic or atheist. But it definitely seems like there's a huge component with religion or, you know, societal norms, however you guys define them, and they're very rigid about that. However, they're still thinking about you, because whether you're in contact or not, you still come across in their mind, and they have not forgotten about you at all. And I feel like there's definitely a struggle with their thoughts here, in the Two of Wands, not Two of Wands. This is Eight of Wands. This is the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords reversed. It almost feels like they needed to make a decision and just didn't make any decision. I almost feel like they put on this brave face of being somebody who is very, well, brave. They put on a brave face of being brave, but underneath it's pretty insecure. And just because there's something about you that makes them question themselves. And I personally am telling you that's probably a good thing. I think that we all need to question ourselves. I think that we all need to come into contact with people who have different beliefs than us. I think that that's extremely healthy. So if this is the case and I am telling you something that resonates with you, do not feel guilty at all. You be you. And I'm not seeing necessarily that they're putting any guilt on you, but if there ever was or any blame or anything like that, like why didn't it work out, or why didn't you, you know, become Catholic or whatever that is, you are the one who's really, I feel like you're the one who's living your authentic true self, and they're the one who's putting up a brave front, a brave face. And there, you know, there's a lot of virtual signaling here, it kind of feels like, but underneath they're very much questioning it. So if you're wondering if they question it, if you're wondering if they ever think about you, if you wonder if you've made an impression on them, yes, you absolutely have. And this doesn't even need to be a romantic situation. It really could be kind of a friend situation where, you know, sometimes friends just really challenge us and we can't talk to them at the moment. I feel like you're not really necessarily in contact at the moment. So let's see if there's anything else that comes out. Anything else here for group 3? Anything else here for group 3? Okay. Wow. Very interesting. But this is the first one that came out. She who questions. Amelia, curiosity, destiny, and search. So even if you feel like this person isn't questioning things, very much here connected to like this Two of Swords reversed, a lot of questions, a lot of things swirling around in their mind, a lot of like what could have been kind of things. I don't know if they're able to reconcile those things, to reconcile anything with you. It kind of feels like this might be something that they're questioning for a long time. Curiosity, destiny, search. It just, you know, that is a good thing. I feel like being curious about the world, searching for yourself, because there's something within them that is just not reconciled. And she who grants wishes, Ellis, wish, desires, and hopes. So I think that they really do desire you. I feel like they, you know, their heart hurts thinking about you, thinking about the situation. They really wish for things to change. And I think that they have the capacity to make it happen. I don't know if they're going to make it happen though. So I think they want things to change, but it would just have to depend on if they think if it's you that needs to change, or if they think they need to change. Okay, because right now they're very kind of stuck on how they look to the world, how they look to their family, how they look to society, and but underneath that current, like they're not confident in that. So even if they wish for things to be different, the thing that would need to change here, the thing that would need to be different, is them to reconcile some things within themselves. So they answer these questions instead of it being stuck. Okay, and I kind of feel like this is a little bit, I feel like they're stuck right now because, like I said, this was very much resisting it. We've got the Two of Swords reversed. I love that this card has the blindfold, because I think that it would really benefit them to open their eyes, to take off the blindfold, to like, is it really that big of a deal? They feel like whatever this is a big deal, and it may not be as big as they're making it out to be. And they feel like they need to reconcile things within their heart. I also love the Two of Swords here. I think it's very much connected to our emotions, even though this is a Swords card, even though this is about our thoughts, even though this is kind of like about a choice, because you see her arms are like crossed here over her heart, and it's like they aren't following their hearts. They're not at all. They're being like way too logical, but their logic doesn't really pan out. So a lot of like kind of inner turmoil here with your person, group 3. I hope they get it worked out. Like if you're fine with it, that's fine. Like they are still stuck on you. They do feel like they made the wrong decision. They do look in on you. They do wonder what's going on with you. However, they haven't changed. Nothing has changed yet. Do they want to change? Is there a deep yeah, they wish to change. There's a deep underlying like curiosity. It just depends on how like much they're resisting it. There's a lot of conflict and turmoil within them. So that's what I have for you, group 3. I hope that you have a fantastic day. I hope this answered some questions for you. I love you, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 4. If you picked the gold stone, you are in the right place. So the first card that comes out for you, for your person who is thinking about you, the person thinking about you, the Fool, light attributes, fearless, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Shadow attributes would be using humor to wound rather than to liberate, if I could talk, denial of your emotional truth. So I think this Fool can have a tendency to be kind of a narcissist, somebody who is very much likes to be in the spotlight, somebody who will just do things that maybe make you uncomfortable at times so that they can stand out. Fearlessly revealing emotion. I'm not so sure about that. Sometimes I feel like, ooh, they hide emotion. Okay. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. Wow. I'm saying okay. Devil comes out. 9 of Pentacles. Somebody who they might be pretty well off. They are somebody who, well, I'll just take them off. Values wealth. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, very interesting that those both come out here. It very much could be somebody who is a air sign. Oh no, I was blanking on that. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It feels like they've got a good balance of masculine and feminine energy. It feels like they're very, like, they could be they're an excellent communicator. Somebody who could be like a lawyer. It feels like they can very much twist what you say. If the Ten of Wands here is burden, they could be putting, like, because especially if they've got the Devil energy, this Fool energy, and we've got the Ten of Wands here, it feels like either they felt like the relationship was a burden to them, or they're putting a lot of burdens on you. Yeah, it feels like they gaslighting might be big for them, especially with this Devil. The Devil very much kind of confirms the narcissist vibe here, controlling and kind of the King of Swords can be somebody, well, even the Queen of Swords. Like, there's not emotion here, right? There's not like this emotional contact here, which means that I think they use words, they twist words, and there's somebody who is very good with words, a lawyer, a comedian, something like that. Love to be in the limelight, love to be in the spotlight, love to be out in the open. Somebody who loves to have like this financial freedom, loves to have, which is great. These are, some of these things are great. However, Four of Wands reversed and the Devil, not the greatest, because Devil is somebody who wants to control you. The Devil is somebody who, like, they're very seductive, but there's not that underlying emotional connection here. So you might feel like you've been used. You might feel like they've put a lot of like emotional baggage, emotional things on you. I almost feel like you could be an empath. Narcissistic kind of empath situations aren't always the best. And the Four of Wands reversed, Four of Wands, fours are numbers of stability. So we have a four reversed in a thing where it's kind of a relationship reading here. It's somebody who's still stuck on you. I don't feel like they want to take you out in public. If it's their sister or brother's wedding, they might not take you. And that could cause problems. So even though they're thinking about you, I don't know if this is necessarily a relationship or situation that you want to go back to. If this is a friend situation, like, this would be a fun friend to hang out with. It just is not, it doesn't really seem like it would be somebody who would be fun to be emotionally connected to, because they're not emotionally connected to you. And it's, yeah, let's get some more things over here. I think they're fun. I think they're fun to hang out with, but as long as you're doing what they want to do. She who yearns, Desiree, yearn, longing, pine for, with the Devil here. If you did have a physical relationship with them, I think it was pretty spicy. She who will rise up, pearl, empowering, uplifting, and elevate. It's interesting that comes in here over the Ten of Wands. So it's of the cards, I almost feel like the Ten of Wands is you. And I almost feel like if you have no contact with this person, that it feels unburdened and uplifted to kind of be away from them. I think, though, that there is attachment here. Obviously, the Devil speaks about attachment, and if they're thinking about you, of course, they're attached to you. But I feel like they want to, like, control you. They want you, they want to tell you what you should spend your money on. They want to tell you what activities you should do, and I think they will use manipulative tactics to do that. Gaslighting, like, they are masters at speaking. They're masters at twisting logic. I almost feel like this is somebody who can talk you into doing whatever it is that they want you to do. And they miss you, of course, because they're thinking about you. But it's, again, there's no cups here. There's no emotions here. It is very physical, and it's very fun for them. And as long as it's fun for you, that's one thing, okay? Again, a friendship, this would be fine as a friend. It would be fine as a friend because I think you would go and do fun things together. But the moment that you don't want to do what they want to do, I think that this feels like the kind of friend that like talks you into doing things, and then later on you kind of regret it. Some of those friends are great because then you have some great memories and it gets you out of your comfort zone. But it just, the test here is, how do you feel about it afterwards? Like this friend who talks you into doing these things, is it something that you regret later? But they have no regrets. They don't care at all. Like they're completely unburdened. They're happy. They're doing their thing. And they're not, again, the attachment here is not like an attachment that you would want in a romantic relationship. The attachment, even in a friendship relationship, there's different kinds of friends. Like this is somebody that you go out to the club with, but you want to make sure that you have your own ride home because they might leave you there. You just have to know who you're dealing with and be okay with that. Relationship wise though, I almost feel like it feels fresh to be away from them. It kind of feels like a burden to be with them. It doesn't necessarily feel safe. You don't feel like you can express yourself the way that you would want to. So that's what I have for you, group 4. I hope this answered some questions for you. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you really do embrace this like rise up energy and empower yourself and uplift yourself. And thank you so much, and I will see you in the next reading.